Hey everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer and welcome back to my game of Arkham Horror, the card game. I am playing the Drowned City campaign and this is the first, well it's called the Prologue, it's not actually a scenario. It's the first game in it. I think there's 9 total scenarios. And in this one I'm trying to help Tillinghast find a stolen crate or something, and I owe him a debt. So my investigators are out here looking, and if you didn't watch the last video, you definitely want to. It will catch you up on where I am. Right now I'm trying to find criminals, and in the last video I ended the game by drawing a criminal, and it says that when you draw, you put them, it says, hold on, it says draw the 3, one at a time, and discarded this way at the one at a time, spawn each criminal this way at the nearest empty. Alright, this is an empty, this is empty. So I'm going to put him here at this one since that's where I'm going, and we'll put the gang informant there. It is a criminal, so it's a woman, so she will be right there. And that is, now Leo just went. He did one action, which was to fight the rats, and then he investigated for a second, and he cleared it. And that allowed me to do that. So he's got one more action. Her health is 1, so technically, with his 2 clues, he could move there on his next turn, and she won't attack him. He can use those clues to discard her and put a clue here. But if I move there now, she's going to engage him. That will be the 3rd action, so I won't be able to spend... Oh, actually, no. Spend X clues as a free action. Discard it. Okay, so for my 3rd and final, I'm going to move here, which reveals this location. It's downtown. It has 2 clues on it and a shroud of 3. And when he moves there, it says, as an action, you can gain 3 resources. All right, so that's not bad. This one will engage, the swarm of rats I defeated. This one engages with him, but as a fast action, I can spend these 2 clues, putting 1 here, and she goes right into here. So it's like you're talking with them, you're not fighting them. Which I love how these actions are thematic. It's like I'm not going here looking for a fight, I'm looking to talk. So that is my spend to talk to them, and that's pretty cool. Nearest Arkham location with clues. Yeah, after investigation. Okay, so it says spawn it at a okay, got it. He is done. All right, the good news is Ursula gets a free, well, it says as a free action, after you move, you get to take and investigate. So she will get a free investigate. So she's going to move here for 1 action. She'll do an investigate. Well, 4 versus 3 is not great. 4 versus 3, and I don't have any cards to help her, but I can spend a resource to make it 5 versus 3, which I'll do. So 5 versus 3. And I got +1, so I do get 1. She's got a bunch of clues on here. I guess I could, well, I can't use them until I clear this. So for her, that was her first action was to move, and she got the free investigate. For her second action, she'll investigate. She's at 4 versus 3. I have no resources to spend to bump that up. So 4 versus 3. And this is minus the number of criminals. There aren't any, so she gets the last clue, which means I reveal 3. Not a criminal, not a criminal, not a criminal. So you got to keep going. Discard, spend exit, discard and engage criminal with remaining health at you. So, we're running out of criminals here. But they will pop up as you draw cards. All right, so she has 1 more action. Now, what she could do is she can move here and get it. You only get that once per round freebie. But if she moves here, she might be... North side is where the gangs are. I'm worried that if she moves there, she's going to draw a bad guy and be by herself. So instead, what I'm going to do... I have no resources, so I can't spend this. I'm going to put Lita, I'm going to get rid of Jake. I'm going to put Lita into play. I'm going to discard that. You can do that. And then for this card in my hand, I'm going to discard it. So I'm down to 0. And when your turn ends, because my turn isn't over yet. Actually, it is, because I played an ally, which replaced the other one. So my turn is over, and I can discard this because I have no cards in my hand. And that is the end of my turn. All right, perfect. So flip this over. Are there any enemies? No. So we do upkeep. I draw. I flip over. Let's see. We each get a resource and draw a card. And Leo draws Vicious Blow. All right. And Ursula draws her weakness, Call of the Unknown. Put it into play in your threat area. At the beginning of your turn, choose a location other than your location. When your turn ends, if you did not successfully investigate the chosen location this turn, take 2 horror and shuffle call back in your... So that's awesome. So I can choose this. Choose a location other than yours. I'm going to choose this one. When your turn ends, if you did not successfully investigate the location this turn, you take 2 horror. So as long as I can get here, which I'm going to get a free investigate, because that's cool. This is gone. All right. It is now the Mythos phase. We place a token. It is at 5 out of 7. Who went first? Leo did. Leo draws Tortured Visions. Test 3 will. This test gets +2 difficulty if you have 3 or fewer cards. I have like 6 cards. I think I'm only supposed to have no more than 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 in my hand. So I don't have 3. If you fail, take a direct horror and discard 1 card at random from your hand. So it's not +2. So it's 3 will versus 4 will. And let's see, can I contribute anything? I really don't. All these are good. I don't want to get something worth fighting for. That's a good card. I could get rid of the dynamite, but man, the dynamite does 3 damage to each enemy and to each investigator at the chosen location. Let's get rid of the dynamite. That will knock me up to 5 versus 3. That's not too bad odds. 5 versus 3. 5 minus 2 is 3. It's a tie, so this goes away. And then Ursula draws Obscuring Fog. Attached to your location, it has +2 Shroud. Don't care because I'm done with that location. And that is it. All right, let's do Leo. And the reason is Leo's got a gun, and if revealing this puts an enemy, he'll draw it. So Leo is going to move for 1, which reveals this. It's got 4 clues on it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. What's bad is, after the last clue is discovered on an Arkham location, discard the top 3 cards, 1 at a time. Oh, you can keep doing this. After the last clue is discovered, discard okay, once at a time. Oh, no, you can't. So at this point, you just got to move around and try and draw them from the deck. Wow. Okay, so this gets +1 per clue threshold, so it needs 4. I've only got 2. And I got to clear that to get another draw of cards. All right, so at the beginning, all right, so she hasn't done this yet. So he moved, and then for his second one, I'll get rid of Alice to knock it up to 4 versus 3. It's the best I can do. 4 versus 3. Oh, as an action, spend 5 resources, gain 2 clues from the token pool. Ooh. I don't have anywhere close to 5, so what did I say? 4, and I contributed 5, 3, 4. 4 versus 3. 4 versus 3. 4 minus 2 is 2, so I do fail on my second turn. And then I'm just going to do a straight 3 versus 3 for my third and final. And this is minus number of criminals. There are no criminals, so I do pass and I get a clue. He is done. She will move for 1 action, and it gives her a free investigate. She is at 4 versus 3, and I have no cards to contribute, but I will contribute this resource to make it 5 versus 3. And if I succeed, I can get rid of my weakness. 5 versus 3. And I got this heart symbol, which is -2. -4 if there's a criminal at your location. There's not. So I do tie. I get a clue, and my weakness goes into my discard pile. For her second action, she will try to... She has no... she has no resources to spend, so it's going to be a straight 4 versus 3. And Leo can't really contribute anything. I guess he could contribute Greta Wagner to make it 5 versus 3. It's all about the clues. Let's do it. 5 versus 3. 5 minus 1 is 4. She's got another clue. That was her second action. Third and final, she's doing a straight 4 versus 3. I have no more cards to contribute to help this. 4 versus 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. I tie. I draw the last clue, and I get to reveal 3. Not a criminal. Not a criminal. Not a criminal. Man, I am running out of criminals. There's got to be some in this deck. All right. So she is done. No enemies. So we flip these over. Everybody gets a resource. And draws a card. Leo draws another gun. Well, that could come in handy. And she draws Encyclopedia. All right. That is all. So, let's see. All right. Did an upkeep, drew cards. All right. Doom token, 6 out of 7. Ugh. And who moved? Leo went first. Caught in the crossfire. Put it into your play area. When damage is dealt to a criminal at your location, test Investigate or Agility. If you fail, reduce the damage dealt to that enemy by 1 and take a direct damage. That's cool. It's like you're in a crossfire. Okay. And then Ursula draws Tortured Visions again. Test 3 will. It gets +2 difficulty if you have 3 or fewer cards. I only have 1, so it's a 5 will versus 3. Ooh. And I can't spend any resources. Cards. So, 5 versus 3. 5 minus 2 is 3. Hold on, will. It's 3 versus 3, right? Oh, no, 5 versus 3. And I just did a -2, so it's 1. I failed it by 2. So it says if you fail, take a direct horror. All right, I take a horror. And discard 1 at random card. Well, that means the only card I have goes away. All right, that is it. The caught in the crossfire is only when there's a criminal at my location. All right, we are out of criminals. So, how do we do this? It says +1 per investigator. This gets +1, so I need 4. Spend a clue, discard an engaged enemy, place a clue. At the end of the round, if the number of clues is equal to or exceeds, advance. I can't advance that because I need more I need more criminals. I'm hoping there's more criminals in here because I'm running out of time. All right, so this goes here. Got to remember to do that. All right, Leo. Investigators. Okay, so it. Search the top. How do I? The only way to cycle through is to get all the clues from a location, but I've investigated all the locations now. This is not good. Well, I tell you what I'll do. For first action, I'm going to move here. For my second action, I'm going to gain 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to put, for my third action, I'm going to put something worth fighting for into play. It costs 3. It gives me 3 more mental, or 3 sanity. And that's the end of my turn. All right. Right now, I'm just trying to burn through this. So and by the way, there is no way to get... Oh, there is. She could go here. I need to spread them out and try to... or do I need to keep them together? I think I need to keep them together. because there's no advantage to splitting them up. I'm not going to be going through this any faster, so let's keep them together. So she will move here for 1, and she does get a free investigate, but there's nothing to investigate. For her second action, oh, he's done. For her second action, she'll draw a card. I got flashlight. And for my third action, I'll draw another card, and I got barricade. All right, so she's done. And no enemies, so upkeep. Flip these over. Each get a resource and a card. Leo draws 1-2 punch. Ursula draws a knife. All right, well, she's got a weapon. That's good. And now we get to draw cards. So we have to. Oh no, we advance the doom. There's number 7. All right, so these go away, and this flips. Moving quickly down the avenue to your next destination, you see a suspicious-looking woman in a long coat step out from a nearby alley. You turn down a side street to avoid her and nearly run into a man with a wicked scar running down his right cheek. He takes a drag from his cigarette, tosses it on the sidewalk, and glowers at you. Glowers. You step back only to bump into the woman you saw before. She smiles. "Where are you going, pal? We just want to talk." Spawn 1 set-aside gang enforcer enemy engaged with the investigator with the most clues. Ooh, that's a Ursula. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. All right, so we go and get the gang enforcer. Okay. That was here. Oh, that's an informant. Oh, no. The enforcers were set out. Okay, here's one. Here's a gang enforcer. It spawns with her, and that's because of this. Spawn 1 set aside, engage with the investigator with the most clues, shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Oh, okay, so you got to take this and put it back into here. All right, that's fine. Okay, well now at least I see how you're supposed to get all the clues. Those at some point the gang enforcers are going to start coming out. Now the problem with the gang enforcers is they have 3 health. I need to get them down. Well, no, I could spend clues to talk to them. Yeah. Okay. So she's not going to get to attack me this turn, which is good. But she will if I don't kill her or parlay with her. Well, fortunately, I have a ton of clues, which will allow me to speak to her, and I can talk her down. The reason it costs more is like she's probably more, she's probably more evil, right? So that's what's going on here. All right, so that worked out for me. Let me read the next agenda. Long night. Your every step is dogged by both the Sheldons and the O'Banions. It seems like the 2 warring gangs have put aside their beef to end your investigation. As a fast action, after the last clue is discovered from an Arkham, discard the top 3 cards. Well, I've cleared all of the clues, so that's not going to help me. What I need to do is get rid of her. All right, so now that I put the 7th token, I still have to draw cards. So who went first? It was Leo. Leo draws gang informant. Excellent. All right. 1 clue, 1 health. So fortunately, I'm going to get to do that. And then Ursula draws crypt chill. Test 4 will. Her will is 3. Does she have anything to help her? Barricade. I'll do barricade. That'll make it 4v4. If you fail, discard 1 asset you control. Ooh, all right. 4 versus 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. I do fail, so I have to discard an asset. Well, I'm not going to get rid of Lita. I'm going to get rid of the hyper awareness. Lita is my bodyguard. All right, it is now. Leo drew gang informant. She drew that, so it's my turn. All right, here we go. Ursula, instead of fighting this, I can use this. It says, as a fast, you can spend clues to talk to the criminal with X health remaining. So I spend 3 clues, which I have in abundance, and I put 1 here, and she goes into the discard. It's like you're talking yourself out of trouble. I love that. That is so cool. So that was her first action. For her second action, Let's play flashlight. I don't know. Might as well. And it gives me how many uses? 3 uses. I don't think it's going to matter, but might as well. I guess I could have played the knife, too, to give her a weapon, but oh well. All right, that was her second action. And for her third and final, she's going to draw a card, and she gets Disc of Izamna. It's a relic. When a non-elite enemy spawns, discard it, automatically evade. Okay. And she's done. Leo is got Gang Informant with 1 health. He will spend the 1 clue, which goes here to put them. Now there's 4 clues. This advances from Act 1A. At the end of this round, if the number of clues in this act equals or exceeds, advance. Okay, so this goes away, and we go to here. That's weird. There's a location on the back of this. Advance. Advance means you flip it over. Okay, I got it. So this becomes a location. Hibbs Roadhouse. And it's connected to Easttown. All right, so we'll put it here with this. And then Act 2A, you read this. The Sheldons wound up with the shipment. It's up to you to either talk Sadie into a deal or convince her it's not worth the trouble. Sadie Sheldon gains action. Spend up to 4 resources to talk to her. Test 5 will or 5 strength. This test gets -1 difficulty for each resource spent as part of the action's cost. Spend up to 4. Oh, okay. For each point you succeed, place 1 of your clues on Sadie Sheldon. Objective. When damage is placed on Sheldon, advance. Objective. If there are 3 clues on Sadie, advance. Does this pull out Sadie? Easttown is connected to Hibbs. Revelation. Put it into play. Spawn the set-aside Sadie at Hibbs Road. Okay, so she is here. All right, cool. Where is Sadie? Sadie's right here. Sadie Sheldon. Ooh, she's an old lady. 4 health, 2 fight. She cannot move and gets +1 health per investigator. So she's got 6 health. Sadie gets +1 fight for each damage on her, up to +3. Wow, so you really don't want to damage her. Or maybe you do, I don't know. I think you got to beat her, all right? Okay, and then that's Act 2. So there's 7 doom on this to advance this, and I got to get... fortunately, I'm close to her. That's pretty good. And I've got a gun, which is going to help. All right. These go away. And that was... Okay, how did I do that? So how did I reveal that? I got the final clue because he just talked for his first action. He did a talk to the informant, which gave me the clue, which advanced that. So he's got 2 more actions. All right, for his second action, he's going to move here. All right. And if I move here, she cannot move, and she's got retaliate. She will engage me, and she gets +1 fight for each damage on her. Woo. Okay. But this says spend up to 4 resources to talk to her. Test will or fight. This test gets -1. For each point you succeed, place 1 of your clues on her. If there are 3 clues, you advance. So you want to try to talk to her, not hurt her. So if I move here, that's going to be my third action, and I'm not going to get to do anything, which means she's going to hit me. So I'm going to stay here, and instead I am going to draw a resource. And he is done. So she's done, and that is the end of the turn. All right, so we flip the... there is an enemy, but remember, she doesn't move, so she stays here. And that's it. So we flip these over. Everybody gets a resource and a card. Leo draws evidence, not really helpful. And Ursula draws working a hunch, not really helpful. By the way, Roadhouse has 4 clues. I don't know why I would need these, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, if I get enough clues, I could. She's a criminal, so I could do the talk to her. Spin. Oh no, that has passed. That was on the previous act. All right. So 4 clues, 3 shroud. Put Sadie into enemy here. Add the set aside Act 2A, the Sheldon gang. And Act 3A, face the music to the Act deck, then advance to 2A. Okay, so I'm not running into the O'Banion gang. That goes away. I'm running into the Sheldon gang. So I've got 2A and 3A. Okay, got it. All right. I just drew my resources on my card. It is now Doom token. She went first, so she draws a criminal. Excellent. Not really, but because now they will fight. And Leo draws caught in the crossfire again. Put it in your area. When damage is dealt to a criminal at your location, test the wheel. If you fail, reduce the damage. I got to get rid of these. When damage is dealt, and then you discard. Okay, when damage is dealt to a criminal, test. If you fail, reduce the damage by 1 and 1. Discard it. So it stays into play until you fail. If you fail, reduce the damage, and then you get to discard it. And I've got 2 of these. Ugh. All right. Okay, that is it. It is now my turn. All right, so here's the deal. Leo has a beat comp with +1 and a weapon, which gives me +1 and +1 damage. But I really want to talk to her. And the talking to her, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clues. So I could... Let's play it out. So Leo moves here for 1 action. Sadie engages me. I'm not going to fight her. I'm trying to talk to her. It says, Parley, test will or strength. Well, I'm going to use my strength. His strength is 4. For each resource, it's -1 difficulty. I will spend 1, 2, 3, 4. For each point you succeed, place a clue. I need to succeed by 3 because she needs 3 clues on her. So it's a 5, and if I can do an 8. Oh, hold on. So 4, and my fight is 5, and I'm gonna spend a bullet to make it 6. 6 fight. So for each point I succeed, I get a clue. So I want to get 3 clues. So I need to fight it down to a 3. But let's take it all the way down to 1. 6 versus 1. I would need to spend 4 clues, 4 of these resources to knock it down to 1 fight. So 6 versus 1. If I succeed here, for each point I succeed, I get a clue. 6 versus 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. I succeed by 4. I placed 4 clues on it. But it says, if you do, I placed 4 clues on her. But this, Act 2, where did it go? It says, if there are 3 clues, advance. So I flip this over and I read. Your negotiations are cut short as Naomi O'Banion strides into Hibbs Roadhouse, accompanied by a pair of mobsters. That shipment is mine, Sadie, she says coldly. You duck down as her goons pull out their rifles and spray the walls and furniture with a hail of bullets. Spawn to set aside Naomi O'Banion and a gang enforcer. At Hibbs Roadhouse. If there is at least 1 clue on Sadie, place 2 damage on Naomi. Move up to 2 clues from Sadie to any non-elite criminal. That would be a gang enforcer. Move up to 2 clues from Sadie Sheldon to any non-elite criminal. Each enemy with clues on it disengages from each investigator and gains aloof while there are clues. Okay, I got it. All right, so there are more than 1. So Naomi is going to get 2 damage on her, right? 2 damage. Out of her health is 4. And I've just put 2 damage on her. This says, if there is at least 1 clue, place 2 damage. Move up to 2 clues to a non-elite. I'll put 2 on gang enforcer. Now, she is alert, so if you attack her and you fail, she still attacks, she hits you. Let me read her card. So Sadie is done. And Sadie's a victory because I successfully defeated her. I got the clues on her. Naomi, she cannot move and gets +1 health for so she's got 6 health. Forced. The first time Naomi O'Banion is evaded each round, ready her. Any investigator at her location may take a damage to prevent this. All right, let's see what we can do here. So the gang enforcer is aloof. So as long as I don't attack him, he won't attack me. But Naomi will engage me because she does not have aloof. And since she spawned at Hibbs and I'm the only investigator there, she spawns with me automatically. Now the part with the criminal, when damage is dealt, I didn't deal damage to Sadie, but I've got this caught in the crossfire, which is really going to be a problem for me. Interesting. So the gang enforcer's just sort of sitting there watching. That's weird. All right, let's do this. For my first action, I moved, and my second action, I did the was it a parlay when the round? Oh no, it wasn't this one. It was this one. It was an action. So I talked. I've got one more action that I can do. So each enemy with a clue and gains aloof. Okay, so this goes away, and then we read face the music. You found yourself in the center of a gang war. Each criminal with clues on it gains aloof. So Sadie had clues, she's aloof. Gang enforcer's aloof. As an action, remove a clue from a criminal, and you can parlay that enemy deals its damage to another enemy at your location. When the round ends, if there is at least one elite enemy in the victory, advance. Okay, so Sadie is not out of play. She's just aloof because she has all those clues on her. Naomi has the 2 damage. Where did Naomi go? Where's Naomi? Naomi's got 2. Sadie has a whole bunch of clues on her. She had like, I put 4 on her. She had 4, so I need to put 4 on her. All right. Okay. So that's why there's clues here, because if you needed to do that, and you didn't have any clues, you could get them from here. But I've got plenty of clues on Ursula. All right, so with one action left, I could try to beat Naomi. She's got 4 health left. With my 45, I'm going to deal +1 damage. I'll be fighting her with 4, 5, 6. 6 versus 3, which is pretty good. And I would put 2 more damage on her. Let's do it. I take a shot at her. 6 versus 3. Oh, I've got caught in the crossfire. When damage is dealt, test 3 will or 3. If you fail, reduce the damage. Okay, let's try. 6 versus 3. This is minus the number of criminals. Criminal. 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. I failed. Oh, when damage is dealt, if you fail... So damage wasn't dealt, so I don't have to test this. So I didn't do any damage, but I also spent a bullet, and he is done. Okay, that leaves Ursula. Ursula will... We have a gang soldier. If I don't attack him, he will attack me, so I need to hurt him. Lita gives me +1 fight. My fight is 1, so it's 2 versus 2. I don't have anything to contribute to improve that. Actually, I have a knife. I'll make it 3 versus 2. 3 versus 2. And I do +1 damage. When an investigator at your location successfully attacks a monster, it deals +1. So let's do this. 3 versus 2. This is minus the number of criminals. Well, she totally fails. So she'll fight again for her second action, which is just going to be 1, 2 versus 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. I fail. And for my third and final, I tried again. 2 versus 2. 2 plus 1 is 3, and I managed to do 2 damage, so this one goes away. But she is done. All right, which means Leo is going to get attacked by a Naomi. Naomi attacks me for 2 health. 1, 2. And that is the end of... Well, hold on. He was done. She was done. This is the only enemy engaged with me. It will attack me. It does 2 damage, which I did. Now we flip over. Everybody gets a resource and a card. I got Unexpected Courage, which will be a good one. That's a wild card with wild pips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 cards in my hand. And Ursula draws an Arcane Enlightenment. Not really helpful. Okay, place a Doom token. And then Leo went first. He draws Drawn to Darkness. Put it into play. Your maximum hand size is 3. Guess what? I have to get rid of all these cards except for 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got to get rid of 4. I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to keep that one. And I'm going to keep that one. All right. The rest of these go into my discard pile. And she draws now. Is that right? Yeah, he drew the Drawn to Darkness. And she draws another Gang Soldier. Oh, man, come on. So Drawn to Darkness. Put it inside. Your maximum has that when your turn ends. So right now, I've got a maximum of 3 in my hand. Let's see if we can defeat Naomi. My turn. Naomi needs 6 damage on her. But any damage at her location... hold on. The first time is evaded. We don't want to be evading or we want to fight. Naomi evading cannot move and gets +1, so she's got 6 health, so she's got 4 health left. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit her again. We're going to spend a bullet. 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to play Vicious Blow, which adds +1 damage. If this still is successful, so it gives me another fist, so I'm at 8. 8 versus 3. I think that's pretty good. 8 versus 3. Now remember, I've still got to deal with this caught in the thing. So 8 versus 3. 8 plus 1 is 9. So I do put 2 damage on her. I put 2. However, one of those is going to come off if I fail this 3 book or 3 agility. My book is 3. I could contribute... What do I have in my hand? This went away. I had 3 cards in my hand. What did I do with them? 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we are. So I played that. That went away. I need to keep that damage on her. So that means I need to test 3. I'll contribute Unexpected Courage, which knocks me up to 5 versus 3. This will keep that damage on there. 5 versus 3. This is -2. -4 if there's a criminal at your location. There is. But I said 8, right? 8 versus 3, and this is -4. This is -4. 8 minus 4 is 4. 4 still beats 3, so I do... Wait, hold on, I'm doing this. This is -4. I was at 4. Hold on, I was at 3. We're not in the damage phase right now. We're at 3. I was at 4, 5, 6. 6 versus 3, but 6 minus 4 is 2, so I do fail. And since I failed, if you fail to do it, you take 1 damage off her, and I get to discard this. All right, but I've still got 1 left. All right, that was my first action. My second action, I'm going to try it again. I need to do 3 damage. So we'll spend my last bullet. And we'll make it 4, 5, 6. I'll contribute this to make it 7. And it says you get +1 for the attack. And if you succeed, you get to do another attack. So 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You get +1 for this attack. 8. 8 versus 3. 8 minus 2 is 6. So again, I put 2 damage on her. Actually, hold on. 2. +1. The 45, you get +1 for the attack. So yeah, so that's putting the 2 on there. And now I have to do this test again. My book is 3 versus 3. I don't have anything to bump it up. I'm done. 3 versus 3. And this is -4. So I fail, which means this goes away. We take off 1 damage. And she's got 4 damage on her out of 6. All these are gone. This, however, it says, if you succeed at the fight, you get to fight again at +2 and +1 damage. This is going to finish her. So we're at 4, 5. My gun is empty, so I'm at 5. This gives me +2. 7 versus 3. What I don't want is the auto fail. 7 versus 3. 7 minus 0 is 0, and I finished putting 2 on her. And this says, when the round ends, if there is at least one elite enemy in the victory, she is elite. Advance. Flip this over. As the conflict erupts into outright bloodshed, you locate a small crate labeled Tillinghast Endeavors in a back room. Keeping low to the ground, you scamper through the fight and back out to the cold evening air. The sound of shattering glass and heavy blows emanates from the building behind you. "Oh, applesauce," says a voice above you. A compact figure clad in black slides down a rappelling line and removes their mask. "I had a whole heist plan, you know, an informant, a calling card even," Ruby says, tossing a yellow rose on the pavement. I didn't think you could just walk in and ask politely, but well, I guess you won fair and square. Read R1. All right, R1. Where's R1? It says read R1 on page, where was it? Page 5. Resolution 1. Here we go. You return to Tillinghast Esoterica with both the shipment and Ruby. The jeweled thief sulkily admits you beat her little wager and promises you a drink afterward with no mention of the double or nothing she proposed. A silver bell rings as you step into the familiar musty curio shop. Within moments, Randall has the box open on his desk. Inside it is a small jade green idol wrapped in cloth. "I could not be more impressed," Tillinghast says. His eyes glitter as he appraises the green figurine. As you look at the idol, your head swims. Ruby paces the foyer of the shop nervously and addresses your employer sharply. "All right, Tillinghast, we held up our end of the bargain. Where's our cut?" The shop door rings again as Andy returns. Randall seats himself behind his desk and peers at you and the others over steepled fingers. "My suspicions have been confirmed. The relic is genuine. Well done. What if I told you I had an offer too good to refuse?" In your campaign log, record Ruby lost the bet. Record XP equal to the victory display. If the investigators discovered an alien language, you discover a glyph. Record depths under the glyph on glyph record. This glyph has been translated. Proceed to interlude 1 and offer you cannot refuse. Ooh, that was fun. I love this game. I hope you did too. My investigators have successfully fulfilled their part of the bargain, but apparently Tillinghast wants us to do something else. All right, for XP, I did get Miskatonic University. I did get Northside. Is there anything else? I didn't get Hibbs Roadhouse because there are still 4 clues on it. I do get Sadie, and I do get Naomi, and I did not beat the gang enforcer, but I did. There was a gang informant. Nope. Oh, gang enforcer. I did do 1 gang enforcer for a victory, so that's 5 XP in all, which is awesome. That's good. All right. This is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. I'll be back next week with the next game, and it's called Interlude 1, an offer you can't refuse. I hope you'll join me then. Until then, everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.